Alright, we're still here in Cross Club, Prague, and right now with me is absolute undisputable legend of the drum and bass scene, Mr. Audio. And you know why I'm saying Mr. Audio.
I do know me. Yes, everyone should address me from now on as Mr. Audio.
How was your trip here?
It was good. Yeah. It was my set or the
The,
travel.
the travel.
Oh, sorry, the travel. Yeah, it was great. It's always really easy to come to Prague. It's an hour and a half from London, so yeah, it was cool and yeah, it was kind of nice. I know it's rained a little bit, but when we landed, it was beautiful weather. So
I bet you're used to it, rain.
I am, yes, unfortunately, yeah. England has a reputation for being quite rainy. At the moment, it's quite sunny though, so yeah, it's yeah, I'm used to it. But I love Prague. I've been coming here for years, so it's like a second home, really. So,
And we appreciate it.
oh man, I appreciate
Now,
the welcome I get.
Now, as for music, your new double single just dropped literally a few hours ago.
Yes.
Is there anything musically what you wanted to show to the public, to the crowd?
What with this particular release? Do you know what? Not. I mean, not really. Like, it's funny. Like, Don't Play has actually been on my hard drive for about 5 years. Like, I made the bass line 5 or 6 years ago, and I could just never quite get it right. It was just one of these tunes that I would kind of pick it up, play with it for a bit, get tired of it, and then drop it, and then leave it. But I always knew that it had potential to be a cool tune.
Well, how come it happened just now?
I don't know. It's that's the beauty and like the pain of making music. That sometimes you can just go in the studio and then suddenly everything just goes click 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 and falls into place. And yeah, the mix was sounding good. I tested it a couple of times in clubs and it was sounding good. And then I had Ricochet kind of in the works, and they just seemed to make a good pair and have a great relationship with the Neuroheadz boys. Big shout out, guys. And obviously, from when I did a remix for them last year, they kind of wanted a single from me. So it just made perfect sense. They were in the tunes, they loved them, so it was like have them. Let's do it. So
You took a bit of the wind from my sails because I wanted to ask
uh,
why release it on Neuroheads? It's a bit of grittier sound to neurofunk.
yes, yeah. I mean, it's like neurofunk in England is notoriously kind of it's like the bastard child of the drum and bass scene, kind of a little bit in the UK. Neuro's always had a stronger hold in Europe. Czech Republic, Holland. It's always been king really of the sound.
And still is.
I'd like
For us here,
yeah,
still
I hope
is.
so. But for London, it's always struggled. It's always been kind of pushed to the side and kicked to the side. So when you get a crew like Neuroheads guys that really put 100% into trying to make Neuro kind of great in England and show that this is it's got a lot of energy and it can be quite intense and it's just that grittier side of it. I feel like it's my duty to support that and to kind of as being an Englishman and I want to obviously grow this sound in the UK. So yeah, that's kind of why. And they're a great group. They're great guy, group of guys, really enthusiastic, and just trying to do everything. They put club nights on. They do a festival. They've got the label, and you have to respect that hustle that they're trying to get into the scene any way they can, and that's very reminiscent of my past. When I first came into the scene, it was like I have to have a studio, have to DJ everywhere. My little crew of friends putting parties on. So it was any way that we could get into the scene, we did it, and I just see a lot of that in these guys now. So it feels right that I support them and and help it by giving them a release. They help me,
That's
I help them.
brilliant.
So yeah, I think that kind of family spirit of drum and bass. That community spirit. I think it's kind of a bit. It's kind of we're losing it a little bit. So it's nice to bring that back. That we've got like a bit of a crew mentality sort of thing.
Yeah, one love in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Now, talking about Neuroheads, you and them made a wonderful, wonderful teaser for the release, and literally everyone in the scene is talking about it. The reach is enormous,
Yes.
like crazy, mental. Now, how did that come up?
So we did. Basically, I did a remix for them last year for Overtune. Nothing will survive. and they'd done a video. They did a like a Shaun of the Dead sort of video, just those guys, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So I was like, when I went to play at their festival, I sort of had this idea of like, because I'm quite prolific in the amount of music I've put out. You know, I've done 7 albums. I've written a lot of stuff. You know, so I was like, wouldn't it be funny that if with all that music I've never written any of it, and someone else I've had other people to write it for me, and I just pretend. So that was literally the idea. So I just said it to Ben like, this is the idea. I don't know if it's any good, but what do you think? And he was like, leave it with me. And I literally did, and then they came back, and we did the first video, which is them locked in my studio and doing that. So the response for that was obviously great. So when we decided to do the single, it was obviously they were like, well, we have to continue the story, like we have to continue this. So yeah, and the boys just came with the idea of the Shining kind of, bit of a spoof of The Shining. So yeah, and I can only say thank you to the response that we've got from it, because it's been incredible, really. So, and it was a great team effort. Everyone really sort of, like I was talking to you earlier, everyone was, it was very adaptive. So all the time we're changing things. Can we do this? Oh, let's do this. Let's change this. And we're all just kind of putting in ideas together, and the result is that video, and I think it won't be the last, by absolutely. I mean,
We hope so.
yeah, we're being hounded. Like, when's the next one? When's the full length movie? When's this coming? It's like,
Is your Oscars acceptance speech ready?
yes, yeah. I've had that done for a while, but yeah. So yeah, I'm Guy Ritchie. I'm waiting for the call me.
Now, as for you and Prague, the connection.
Yes.
The last time you were here, you absolutely tore down the Roxy Club with that crazy back-to-back with Ed Rush and Optical for DNBTV's event with Neuroheadz. Is there anything that stood up that night that stuck in your mind? What's the first time? What's the first thing that comes across your mind?
Um, just that I think that sense of community and kind of a family, kind of, it felt very kind of, it felt like everyone knew each other, and it was just very sort of, we're all there for the same reason, and everyone was just kind of cutting loose. And yeah, it was a real special night. It was, not just that, I always enjoy playing back to back with Ed Rush and Optical. They're the reason why I do what I do. Do you know what I mean? So for me to then work with them and do stuff, they were the influence that got me into
That's
what I
brilliant.
was. So for me to do back to backs with them is still like a pinch me moment for me. So it's always special. And then when we get to do it in a club like Roxy, which is a special club, and to do it with the Neuroheadz boys and you guys, and it was the atmosphere. You had to be there to really feel it. You can watch the video,
trust.
you can see it. You really had to be there to feel that kind of energy and that love. And like I said, everyone was there for the music, and it really kind of, you really felt it. It was powerful. So and like, you can have lineups and it can be great, but you don't always get that feeling. That's rare that you get that feeling that everything kind of comes together and it's like the perfect night. Well, it felt like I will remember it for a long time. So
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. It was so good to talk to you. Thank you for spending the time with us. And big up to DNB TV and big up Audio.